From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us. And by us, of course, I'm referring to Rick, aka the Brown Python Ben, aka Mexican Nostradamus, and yours truly, Benji, here for another fantastic episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music. And man, Mexican Nostradamus, gotta take a bow. Once again, you called it.
Yeah.
What just happened?
I fucking called the shit out of that. I mean, okay. I guess let's start what I called. We're running a little bit late, of course, on this because we actually recorded the day before the Supreme Court decision dropped. But for everyone that isn't living under a rock, you probably know that apparently abortion, Roe versus Wade, has been ruled against by the Supreme Court of the United States. This is a big deal. And I called it, of course. I mean, once Trump started putting in all those justices, I mean, you had Gorsuch, you have Cody and Barrett, Kavanaugh. Once all those three were installed, they gave the court a supermajority, which has in turn now left to the overturn of a precedent law that's been around for over 50 years, which is, to be quite honest, one of the most unpopular moves ever by the Supreme Court, because currently, if you look at anybody's numbers, and this is across the board, multiple different Pew Research, basically anyone's think tank, this is a very unpopular move. So this being said, over 83% of the nation agrees with a form of abortion, not necessarily late term, that it drops off steeply after 16 to 20 weeks. Like, the support for it goes down dramatically, but most people are not in favor of completely making abortion illegal. And the Supreme Court of the United States has now basically handed those rights to determine legality to the states. So what does that mean? That means that if you're in, I believe there's 13 different states currently that have trigger laws. So once the abortion law once Roe versus Wade was overturned, each one of these states now are in the process of completely making abortion illegal in their states, taking away a healthcare option and basically the healthcare choices for women in those states, forcing them to do anything from traveling to moving on to just basically, this is just another sad situation. So I just, I saw it coming. It really was a rough one. And so now I'm just I think now we're all just stuck with a very unpopular court, which is probably starting to seem illegitimate. So just kind of standing on that precipice, I do unfortunately have to say that I called this one. And I really hated the fact that this is what happened, but it is. And we have a Supreme Court that seems to be hell-bent on not pursuing the will of the people, but instead we seem to have a Supreme Court that's bent on pursuing a conservative Christian agenda. And, we haven't had a Supreme Court that's been like this since the time of Lincoln or the time of FDR. Whenever FDR was trying to approve the New Deal, multiple times the Supreme Court tried to block all of his moves, to the point to where the executive had to almost invalidate the Supreme Court with multiple threats. So yeah, this is a I would say a calamitous time in the history of the United States. This ruling was not only just, like I stated, this ruling was just not only not unpopular. I mean, literally 83% of the country believes abortion is okay at some point. So it's really, really the minority ruling over the majority with this one. And this conservative Christian agenda that has been brewing in the Republican houses for over 50 years has finally happened. So some wild stuff. It is crazy, but yeah, unfortunately, I do have to take a bow on that one.
All right, I am in. I bet y'all were wondering why is Rick letting
I
Ben talk
know.
about that shit?
I'm running this shit forever.
Yeah.
If y'all, ladies and gentlemen, know that long diatribe, that typically I enjoy speaking, but that particular run was because my two co-hosts were having a couple of technical difficulties. But I did kind of go through a little bit of the history of what we're going through. So that being said,
I mean, yeah,
I did call it. I did call it.
you did call it. You did. They overturned Roe v. Wade, but they didn't abolish abortion.
Well, you
per se.
can't.
They
Though.
all they
That's
all
not
they
the
did
case.
was
That's not the case.
they give it back to the states.
Right, which is stupid. Right?
Why is that?
Well, because it should be a fundamental right. Healthcare should be a fundamental right. I mean, what's next? Stem cells? You can't use stem cells because some fucking, some whacked out Southern Baptist preacher who's banging all the little, pew girls.
Yeah.
Doesn't want that to happen. I mean, come on. I mean, what is morality in healthcare or science? I mean, that's really the big problem.
Well, you got to understand, like some people in certain regions of the country really believe that this is murder. I mean, I don't take that position myself, but that is what some people believe in these states or in these regions. Mm-hmm. And it is the Supreme Court has now given them the ability to choose their path as to how they want to address this issue.
Right. They're right. And there's some people that are diametrically opposed to it, but those people can choose not to have abortions.
Correct. But they don't want to fund them either.
Right. And they don't have to. That's the thing. I think that was a big misconception. A lot of times there wasn't public funding in most states for abortion. And those states that chose to have public funding, that was something that they chose. That was the state's, that was the state's prerogative.
Well, sometimes like with Planned Parenthood, they would get federal funding. It would always be a point of contention whenever, Obama would have the stimulus packages or Democrats would pass some sort of a budget. You'd always have something in there for Planned Parenthood. And yeah, they had their lobbyists and whatnot. But that really rubbed people the wrong way, especially people who were against this kind of practice.
Well, I get you, right? I get that. But if you don't want an abortion, don't get one, right? I mean, a lot of people think guns kill people, and they do.
People kill people.
No. But nonetheless, guns are a part of the problem. So do we just take away guns? Do we just take away choice? And that's what I think that's the problem. I mean, I think even you, and not even you. I mean, I think most,
even me.
I think most educated, level-headed people understand that abortion is a necessary evil in society, right? I mean, it is to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I mean, I don't want. I mean, I'm not going to say third trimester abortions, or I mean, unless there's serious medical issues going on, I'm not one to say something like that is appropriate. But I do believe that a woman should have a choice, to a certain extent, and to ban it at 6 weeks. And stuff like that. That's madness. Okay, actually, the scary thing that I really want to get into, not only just the fact that they're taking away women's rights, they're talking about making it illegal for pregnant women to travel outside of their states.
That can't happen.
No, it is happening.
That cannot happen.
They're already happening. Okay, so I was listening to a couple of different shows today, and I read some things. One of the major period tracking apps in the App Store, because I guess I didn't know this was a big deal, but apparently this app has 6-7 million users that track women's periods. When asked if the government were to request the information regarding their periods and when they're having them, or if they've missed periods, if the government were to request that information from this app, they said they would turn it over.
For what purpose, though? To track women's periods?
Yes, to see if they're missing periods, to see if they're pregnant, to see if they're not reporting it. I'm telling you guys, they're going after it. The RNC chair, the former RNC chair, has already stated if the Republicans win the midterms, they're going to try to codify abortion as being illegal. This is a serious fucking problem now.
I don't think they can do that.
Yes, they can.
And they can't codify. No, because this is the power. This is relegated to the states now.
No, you don't understand. They can make
the federal government can't get involved anymore.
They will.
It would be ruled unconstitutional.
It doesn't matter. They'll by who? By what Supreme Court? The one that's already going to reaffirm that is a more moral imperative. If you read Alito's freaking opinion on this shit, dude, they're going after that. I guarantee you the next fucking summer or Christmas time, it's going to be gay marriage, guys.
I don't think so. Okay, I don't think.
You just like you didn't believe.
No. The court does not have the stomach for that.
They do. Alito has already stated it, and Clarence Thomas have already named the gay marriage law as something that needs to be revisited.
Well, I mean, again, that goes back to the states' rights issues, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
That's the entire.
These are fundamental rights. No, okay. Fundamental rights. Well, I'll tell you, Clarence Thomas didn't go after loving and joy, right? The fucking case that allows interracial marriage. He didn't go after that, but he sure as fuck went after, because of course he's married to a white lady. But he sure went after
the snow bunny.
He's going after gay marriage. They're going after privacy, and they're going after the right to contraception. I'm telling you,
that's too far, man. They're not going to go after contraception. Come on,
dude.
Are they going to prevent dudes from getting vasectomies?
Huh?
Are they going to prevent them from getting vasectomies? I mean, that's contraception.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you right now, though, gay marriage is gone by next summer. Bet.
No, it's not going to be gone. It's going to be relegated to
okay, how about this? We'll timestamp it. June 28th, 2022. Episode 108 or 9?
9.
109?
No, this is 108.
108.
So, 108. Okay.
So
timestamp this shit. Episode 108, June 28th, 2022. 1 year from now, gay marriage will be invalidated in the United States of America by the Supreme Court unless somebody does something about it.
Mexican Nostradamus has made a really stern prediction. You're like that dude from TikTok who
I'm fucking right, bro. I'm fucking right. I called abortion. Even you were like, they're not stupid. These pendejos aren't stupid enough to do it. They did it.
Well, they gave it back to the states. They didn't abolish it.
No. They know Roe versus Wade was a precedent for over 50 years, and it took a shitty case from Mississippi. And guess what? That's a case that invalidated a 50-year precedent.
I think John Roberts had it correct, though. He just wanted to talk about that specific case, and then the other guys took it all away.
Right. But guess what? Yeah. They're going to take it all the way with the gay marriage thing, too.
I don't think so. Okay. Well, we'll see.
Bet.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, because that's what I'm telling you. The Supreme Court doesn't make sense. This is not about legality anymore. This is about spirituality. No, this is about spirituality. This is about making this like some weird conservative Christian nation. Dude, this is
I don't think so.
Bro, 1960s, after all the civil rights acts went through, all the blue dogs. See, remember, the South used to all be Democrats.
Dixiecrats, yeah.
Yep, Dixiecrats. Then they became Republicans because, of course, 2 reasons: racism and abortion. Then you throw in homosexuality, which was an issue that started becoming, we got the Stonewall riots and everything going on. That was another part of, once they said those 2, racism, abortion, and then the American family unit needs to be maintained, homosexuality. I'm telling you, they're going after all of them. They would go after love and joy. I mean, joy versus love, the loving case. I keep forgetting the person that they would go after it, except that, it would invalidate Clarence Thomas's own marriage. They're going for it, man. This is this is a dangerous fucking time.
Here's the thing, though. It doesn't make any sense that abortion and racism would be the reasons Democrats moved to Republicans, because
100%
abortion really, a lot of minorities use abortion as, as a form, not a form of birth control, but they use it more. There's a services that are used more by minorities and white people.
No, more white people get abortions than anybody else, man. That's the truth. The reality is
more of them.
Well, that, and also because of the ones that can pay for it, and also the morality tied around it. If you look, a lot of like Latin Americans or Catholics, this is something that's more born around that. But barring that, we have an activist Supreme Court now. I'm telling you, this is scary. This is scary. And for women, I honestly feel horrible. I mean, this is a health issue. They no longer can control their own destiny.
But I do want to tell you about some falsehoods I've heard that I've seen online.
What's that?
Okay. You see this a lot on Instagram and TikTok. It's like they talk about, oh, if you have an ectopic pregnancy, they won't be able to take it out because that's constitutes an abortion. That's not true.
Well, what is it?
If you have an ectopic pregnancies, you've seen those posts online where like they say doctors can't take it out because it constitutes an abortion. Have you seen that?
Yes.
I see that a lot. Yeah, but that's not true.
Well,
that's not true.
Hold on.
If you have an ectopic pregnancy and it's not going to be a viable fetus because it's ectopic, obviously, they're going to take it out.
Well,
it's a medical procedure.
No, hold on a second. That's not necessarily true.
It's not even the uterus.
There's 3 states where that is going to be an issue. They're going to have to like get clearance. A doctor's going to have to kind of ask permission for this to be okay. There are some states going that far. But continue. The ectopic pregnancy and what's the other ones?
That's not true. What was another one? I know that one stood out really. I can't think of the other one, but I'm sure it'll come to my mind later on. But there's some falsehoods going around, some sensationalism.
Well, of course. I mean,
yeah. And you got to also remember when Roe v. Wade was passed by passed by the Supreme Court back 50 years ago.
Right.
The access to birth control wasn't quite as widespread as it is today. I mean, today you have, intrauterine devices, you have birth control, and it's cheap, and there's plenty of manufacturers for it. Do we really need abortion now?
Yes.
I mean, that's something that we really need. I mean, because there's so many ways of birth control. It's almost like personal responsibility.
Well, okay. I wouldn't say, okay. I think I reiterated this at some point in our infamous text thread. Throughout society and throughout any type of system, there are multiple fail-safes. And then there's finally the oh shit button. The basically aptly named abort button. In any system that is developed, there's the red button. There's the button that ends the process. That button is the final fail-safe. If you remove fail-safes from society, the type of pressure that applies is not appropriate. I mean, most women who get abortions or have had abortions, it wasn't a form of birth control. That's a big fallacy. Most women that actually get abortions typically occurs because of unforeseen circumstances, or you could be right, personal responsibility, something went wrong. But a lot of times, life finds a way to make it through things.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are on the pill and they get knocked up. Sometimes someone doesn't understand completely. Someone doesn't understand completely if they're taking antibiotics. The pill doesn't work. Or other medications, it can make the pill not work. Could be condoms that bust. There could be girls that, there are women that, lie to men, or vice versa, that they're being safe or not. There's so many. This is such a complicated understanding. It's just not, and to do it all because of some weird, I don't know.
Religious, but
yes,
that's what liberals think that it was decided based on religious grounds.
It is because of religious grounds. Tell me what else is it?
Well, I mean, there's this constitutional aspect of it where, the Constitution does not guarantee abortions.
Well, the Constitution also doesn't guarantee desegregation. Constitution doesn't guarantee a lot of things, but that's the beautiful thing about the Constitution, that it's a viable document. It was meant to be changed. It was meant to be upgraded. The founding fathers made it that way on purpose because they knew they could not foresee the needs of a future nation.
Yeah, but it's very hard to amend the Constitution. They made it very difficult.
Well, no, but they made it possible. And if you read the Federalist, Anti-Federalist papers, if you read anything, I mean, well, of course, Federalists or whatever, but if you read anything, especially in the concept of American governance, it was that there was still the ability to change it. We've made it more difficult as time has gone by, especially with the implementation of a two-party system. We fucked that up. The founding fathers did never foresaw a two-party system.
Yeah.
We fucked that up. We did. We messed up. And also the founding fathers never thought there would be 375 million people that had instant access to every single other fucking person on the planet, on the planet. No one foresaw this because then they would have just went for straight direct representation. I guarantee you right now, you put it to a vote to the whole country. You ask them, should we make abortion illegal? That's going to be resoundingly shot down. Now, where does it get hazy is how far do you let it go? But I guarantee you people aren't going to fucking say if a woman's health is endangered, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, but you have going back to the Constitution thing, you do have, I think what was it, like the Ninth Amendment or something, is power relegated to the states. That seems to be the direction that the Supreme Court went when it came to this kind of issue, right? So
I get
anyway,
it. I don't think so. The states, but that if you read their ruling, the ruling is not about that. The ruling is about, you can easily tell the way they discuss the ruling, it is about a societal belief of which they bring. That has nothing to do with the states' rights. Because if that was the case, why did they just rule against New York being able to dictate whether or not people can carry a gun?
Because that's the Second Amendment. It's stated in the Constitution.
No.
Specifically.
The Second Amendment says the right to bear arms, but it does not say the concealment of said arms. It says the right to bear arms in a well-regulated militia.
Yep.
Big difference between concealed carry and not. So no, they're interpreting that for the state. So that's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of giving. They're instituting an agenda that is not in step with the Constitution. So states can basically decide the things that they want them to decide, but not the things that they don't want them to decide.
Well, I guess, man. But I'm just telling you the direction you're thinking the Supreme Court decided this on ideological grounds, and I'm saying that they went more of the constitutional ground. And
I have to disagree with you because I read I saw their opinion. That's not the most solid discussion of states' rights. It's not.
Yeah. Tell me one thing. How did John Roberts lose control of this damn court, though?
Oh,
this guy went rogue, man.
Amy Coney Barrett. I think Amy Coney Barrett was a tipping scale. That chick's the cult, all the trains they ran on her. She's just not. No. She seriously. I think she is Alito. Alito is light compared to her. I think she is the real driving force. I really, who was more, to be quite honest with you, Kavanaugh. I was expecting him to be more of the swing. Centrist. Yeah. And stuff. And, to bring up an interesting thing regarding that too, AOC, typically I don't agree with a lot of things she says.
Oh, Jesus.
But I do have to agree with this. I think that at some point we really need to look at ethics councils for the Supreme Court. They all testified, in particular, Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, when asked specifically about Roe v. Wade, they said that they would not change the precedent. They both said they wouldn't do it. And then as soon as they're on the court, they did it.
Wait a second. You're telling me that there was a person in Washington that lied?
No, I get you.
What?
Well, but let's say if somebody said,
Washington?
Well, let's say you're interviewing someone and they ask you, so you're a pharmacist? Yeah. Okay, so you don't have any problems dispensing, birth control.
Yeah.
No problem. And then next thing you know, someone comes up and asks for birth control and they say, no, I don't believe in that. But you hired them based on a false precipice. So I think.
Well, I'll tell you, they wouldn't let me finish my shift. They'd probably fire me and take me out of the store.
And what do you think we need to do with people that lie to that extent? Roe v. Wade was a big deal. Don't get me wrong. I understand conservative justices. They should be conservative about some things, but Roe v. Wade was a 50-year precedent that got flipped. And you can see the questioning, and Manchin and Susan Collins, all these people all pulled these justices aside. They have it recorded. They asked them about Roe v. Wade. They each said they would not overturn it. And that's the first thing they did.
Well, not the first thing, but
pretty damn close. Pretty close.
Pretty
Pretty fucking close. So,
Benji, you've been kind of quiet, man. What do you think?
No,
like, yo, man, fuck this shit.
No, there's just a lot of no. It's just you guys
fucking talk a lot about abortion, you fuckers.
No, you just both of you have very nuanced points. It was entertaining to listen to. I just don't have a whole lot to add that would top whatever your guys' opinion. But I will say this: this discussion made me think. As we're talking about the Constitution and all the checks and balances that are built within it, and the fact that it has survived so long with any kind of way of imagining what kind of a society we live in right now, it does hold up. Now, my question is, can you imagine if the group of leaders we have in Washington right now were tasked with coming up with a document that would essentially be like the heart of an entire nation, society, the biggest cultural influence in the entire world as a society, maybe in the history of the planet? Do you, for 1 second, like how bad the people we have right now would fuck that up?
Oh yeah.
Like if it was like, oh, don't come out until you come up with that's what just struck me about this whole fucking situation. But I have these weird, Ben, you kind of got me all hyped up because the thought that came to my head was, those old like diehard Confederacy
D-bags
report, with this like the South shall rise again. You see it on t-shirts and shit.
And the South will rise again.
Hey man, I don't know. It's looking like there's some sort of intent behind that, and there's some sort of energy pushing that in, because as soon as that hole cracked open a little bit, you damn right. Look who they get in there and ended up being pretty much the tipping point, like Ben said.
Yeah, I'm really worried. I am really worried, guys. I'm very
worried. It'll be fine.
No.
It'll be fine.
No, guys, and I'm not trying to say either one of these particular rulings will affect my life, right? They won't. But
right.
They are going to bring a significant amount of instability for the future, for future women, for young girls. There's a lot of young women that had to make a horrible choice.
Don't you mean birth giver? I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, you know what I'm saying? They had to make a horrible choice. I don't think this is something any woman takes lightly, having to do this. But a lot of women had to do this in order to preserve the best care they could for the children they currently had, to give their, some women did it for a future that would never have been had they continued on that path. It just isn't fair. And it's really none of our business. And it's crazy though, because after this is all said and done, after all this talking, we really don't fucking have anything to really understand, because none of us can have children physically. None of us can get pregnant. None of us can understand that situation. So it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess reproductive rights, right? I mean,
it's a pretty fucking big deal. Well, just women's healthcare. I mean,
dude,
right?
Seriously, like sometimes some of the posts I saw on Facebook and Instagram were like, my body is my choice and the government can't tell me what to do. And I was thinking, like, are you talking about abortion or the vaccine?
Oh boy.
I'm not sure which one you're talking, because you got to play it to both. You know?
Wait, well, right, and it's pretty. You know what? That's the crazy part. Is both sides want this autonomy for medical care, and they both don't want the other side to have it. It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
It's
That's because
so
nobody has principles.
right. It's very deranged. It's like, oh, you don't tell me get a vaccine. Well, don't tell me I can't get an abortion, or don't tell me I can. It's just like, God, it's just madness. It's madness.
Yeah.
It's sad. And I feel I'm very nervous for the future of our country with the Supreme Court. And I'll be quite honest with you. With what the GOP is saying, abortion could be illegal in the United States after the midterms.
I don't think so. I think
really,
even if it did,
dude,
it would be ruled unconstitutional.
You can't rule something unconstitutional when the bench is loaded. They aren't ruling based on law. They're ruling based on belief now, man.
That's you thinking that. I'm still thinking they're ruling based on law. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm smart. I don't know.
I just don't see it. I don't see it, man. 50 years. 50 years. You know how many justices have been on the Supreme Court since that time?
Yeah, I have no idea.
A lot. I think it's like a lot. The court has recycled itself at least 4 times. It's a lot of very smart people that didn't find an issue with it. And all of a sudden, 3 asshats brought on by the super asshat all of a sudden decided it was a problem. I don't know. I think there needs to be some type of reform on the Supreme Court. And also, might be a good idea if we're going to have a bunch of cloak wearing, relics of the past that look like there's some type of weird cult making massive decisions for life. Maybe we should have a balanced Supreme Court, like the equal number of conservatives and an equal number of liberals, because this fucking supermajority either way is not helping anybody.
I mean, it's the checks and balances. You have, a democratically controlled white executive and legislative. And so the court is that balance.
No, I don't think so, man. Not with lifetime appointments. That supermajority is poised to last. Let's see. Who's looking shitty? Clarence Thomas. Looking pretty rough. Alito looking a little rough.
Sotomayor has diabetes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's 3 changes, but I don't know, dude. That supermajority is looking to last for a while. But in the end, it's really all fucking RBG's fault too. So I'm glad all you assholes wore those notorious RBG t-shirts. Fuck. Narcissism is what did this too. Ruth Bader Ginsburg knew she had fucking lung cancer at the beginning of Obama. Yeah, at the beginning of Obama's presidency, and she was too busy going on Conan O'Brien and being a celebrity.
Stephen Colbert. She was. Did you see her gym workout on Stephen Colbert? And he was totally sucking her dick and shit.
God, I hate talking ill about anyone who's passed away, but what a selfish person.
This one's a keeper.
Dude, what a selfish person. She literally destroyed the agenda for women that she works so hard for. I hope. Yeah.
In her defense, she made a request on her deathbed saying that she wished that they'd wait to appoint the next judge. So she did that. Although there's no record of it, everybody has cell phones and
guess what?
Recorders.
No, guess what? She was a narcissist, and she liked her t-shirts, and she was Miss Cool. That's the problem with the Supreme Court. That's why I think this is just a blaring problem now. So, we'll see what happens. But Democrats aren't doing shit anyways. If you know that they're going to come after something, why didn't you codify it over the last 50 years?
Well, for one thing, Nancy Pelosi spent a lot of time trying to impeach the president twice. Yeah, even though one of those times he was not in office.
Well, no, I'm not even just talking about during Trump. I mean, if you look at it, the Democrats have had a super majority out of the last 50 years. I think they've had a super majority 28 of it.
Yeah. for a long time, dude. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's what I'm
until
saying.
maybe
Of those
the
28 years,
mid-90s.
mid-90s, they finally the Republicans gained a supermajority, but that was about it. And then the majorities went back in 2000s. So
Yeah.
the Democrats had plenty of time to codify abortion into law. They had plenty of time to do those things. Well, yeah, because there's a lot of dirty secrets that there's a lot of Democrats that are
What's a fundraising
that aren't
issue?
pro-choice.
It's a fundraising issue. When the Supreme Court came up with their decision, a lot of Biden, or DNC registered people received text messages asking for $15 donation to.
Oh yeah, that was their response.
That was a response.
Get to the midterms.
Exactly.
So we can beat them in the midterms, and then they sang "God Bless America" on the steps of the Capitol. That's how they responded. So, unfortunately, 50 years of Democrat ineptness and 50 years of a very devoted right-wing conservative Christian minority that was committed to the cause, their cause.
Minority.
They are. Oh, dude, no. Like I said
Christians,
before, I'm talking about this particular minority of Christians that believe in this. I mean, if you look at it, and I stated this earlier during my long tirade while y'all were playing with each other. There's been several polls taken where they show basically like 83% of the country do not believe that abortion should be illegal. This is a very unpopular move. But, and Trump has been quoted as saying, this could be a bad thing for us.
Wait, Trump never said that.
Yes,
was actually
he did.
Quite happy when this happened.
No, he was not. He said this could be a bad thing for us. No. It was literally quoted. You look it up. You can pull it up right now. Trump stated this could be a bad thing for us. He's a populist. He is a populist. If somebody knows what people want, it's that man. And he knows running hard on this abortion thing could backfire. Because remember, what is it? So of the Republicans, 60% of Republicans support making abortion, the anti-abortion thing.
Yeah.
80% of Democrats are pro-choice. Now, of course, you see those numbers. But when it comes to independents, 65 to 70% of them are pro-choice. Okay. This is a real fucking problem. And it's crazy, but this could have breathed some serious life into the party, into the Democratic Party in swing states. Ohio, Pennsylvania, the Midwest, the Rust Belt. This could be a problem. So we'll see. But I still think they'll get buried in the midterms, but I don't think it will be as bad as it could have been. So anyways, moving on to another wonderfully depressing topic. I believe it was 2 days ago. This is the real depressing one. I'll go into the other one after.
Was it like a poor puppy or something? Or?
No, this is really depressing. No. This is unfortunately 2 days ago, they found 51, I think more than 51 migrants in a 18-wheeler. No, Monday. So today's Tuesday. So yesterday, they found several, like a lot of migrants in the back of a 18-wheeler. On a hot, sweltering summer day. So far, 51 of them have perished. I know last year we had this discussion. Now, remember we had the great immigration debate when this happened last time. I forgot where it happened. It wasn't San Antonio. Was it New Mexico or Arizona somewhere?
Wait, was this thing happen?
Yeah, remember similar thing. A lot of immigrants or migrants, illegal migrants.
Yeah.
No. It was New Mexico or somewhere. Same type of thing. 18-wheeler. Someone had left them. All of them were dead.
It happens. It happens a lot here in Texas.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yeah, it does. Every so often, maybe once every year, once every 2 years, you'll hear something like this happen. And
unfortunately, the truck did originate from Laredo. It's a very so once again, here we are. Latin Americans, dead, dead for no reason.
This is what happens when you incentivize illegal immigration, man. I mean,
I don't think that's to me. Yeah, I get what you're saying with that, right? I think the way you phrase it.
Yeah, if they would have gotten caught, they would have gotten light on them. They would have gotten to stay in the country. I mean, it would have worked out. But the government is giving the power of immigration to the coyotes, essentially. Okay, now they're the ones dictating who comes into the country and who doesn't, right? Based on the prices and their abuse that they make people go through. This is what's going on with the policy. The U.S. government is so weak on their immigration policy that they've handed the power to the coyotes.
Right.
And this is what happens. This is the stuff that we hear about. Okay. You don't hear about the child trafficking. You don't hear about the rapes. You don't hear about
people that just die in the desert.
The people that just die in the desert, people that are fed to the coyotes, the animals.
Yeah, the real ones.
Not the
smugglers, yes.
This is what happens when you have weak immigration policy. Someone has to take control of this immigration problem, and it's the coyotes right now. It's the cartels and the people making money off of this. Right. Because right now we have shit for immigration policy right now.
Well, we haven't had good, but to be fair, we haven't had good immigration policy in a long time. I mean, Trump didn't have good immigration policy.
It was, it was the best one at the time because it was remain in Mexico. This never would have happened had.
No. But see that we still have that happening now. The COVID rules are still in effect. No one can come over here. But it's the illegality, the fact that the way that they are being smuggled. That's the problem. It's not that, you can't. That's the problem. It's not just some policy that says whether people can come in or come out. These people are coming illegally.
Yes, but once they're here, they get to stay here.
No, right? That's not always. No, that's not. No.
That is sometimes the case.
It can be. It can be if they can prove. If they can prove that they are seeking asylum.
Yeah, but that doesn't fly for Central American people who have to cross through Mexico. Because remember, you have to seek asylum in other countries before you get to the United States.
Right, but
that's not being enforced.
Right, but
not with the Biden administration.
Right. Well, no. They're still stuck there, dude. All the Trump era immigration shit's still there. Because the Democrats don't like Mexicans and Latin Americans, anyways. They don't like us either. No, neither Republicans or Democrats like them. So nothing's changed. But the thing is, Go ahead.
Illegal migration has increased though. From the Trump era to the Biden era, it has dramatically increased.
I mean, has it really though?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, it has. Every time, if you ever see the Senate hearings with the Mayorkas, they call them out on this, on these stats, where during the Trump administration, illegal migration had sunk to a low. Now that could be because of COVID. Or that could have been just because of Remain in Mexico policies.
It was COVID.
Remain in Mexico hadn't been in place yet.
It was COVID.
Okay.
It was COVID is what made everyone stay inside, dude. And then, of course, everything surged as soon as it was okay to get outside. But
okay. I mean, no. It was going down even before COVID. Okay. COVID happened the last year of the Trump administration. Illegal immigration had already taken the dive before that.
Bro, Obama deported more people, and this is the stat that you told me several times.
Yeah, it's true.
Talked about this. Obama deported more people than any president.
Yeah, a lot of ICE raids
ever in the history of the United States. See, I'm just saying that's not the solution, right? That's not what's going to fix the problem. You can't keep. I mean, the problem, right? Or the real problem with immigration is that the countries next to us are fucked. And we are part of that problem with illegal drugs, with the way that our foreign policy has been in South America.
It's been hands off for the last few years. I mean, for the last few decades. So
Iran-Contras wasn't that long ago, brother. I mean, I remember Ollie North. I'm not that old. He was there, bro.
That was back in the 80s, dude. That was almost 40 years ago.
no, Highway Ricky, all those dudes were the 90s too. Crack cocaine. I mean, dude,
That was 30 years ago. Trust me, dude, we're old. Okay. You think the 80s was like yesterday. In reality,
No,
the 80s was 40 years ago.
Nonetheless,
the 90s was 30 years ago.
the reverberations are still there. That's still there. We have decimated a whole continent and then act like we're fucking like, oh, we fucked all your shit up, but don't come fuck our shit up. I mean,
Well, of course not.
that's the problem, right? I mean, we started the fire. We fucked up all these other countries. We took away their autonomy.
We were trying to prevent them from becoming communists. That's what we were trying to do.
But that whatever you want to say, we still fucked them all up. We inserted horrible governments. We allowed the PRI in Mexico to be around for 90 years as they became more systematically corrupt. Then we've overseen the growth of the cartel system in Mexico, and we've done nothing about it. Right? I mean, we could we could send 40 billion to Ukraine to fight the Russians, but we can't, we have fucking satellites and shit. We don't know where the drug dealers are. We don't know how to take them out. We don't know how to deal with them.
I mean, we do. The Trump administration offered Mexico military assistance to fight the cartels, and they refused it.
The Trump administration ain't done shit. No one's done shit.
You can't just go into a country and start sending your soldiers in there to fight cartels. You need permission.
What the fuck are you talking about? We're fighting against Russia right now. We have military people in Ukraine. We're sending them billions of dollars of aids. You don't think we can go send a couple fucking dudes to deal with the fucking Zetas or deal with somebody else?
Yeah, it's called autonomy. Okay, we just can't go into countries that don't want us and start fighting their shit, man. You can't do that.
Really?
Now, if you want to make an argument, remember how they killed that white family in Mexico?
Seriously. Fucking really, yeah. We can't do that.
We can't do
that's
that.
What we always
do.
That's what we always do.
We haven't stopped doing that for like 40 years.
That literally gives people boners in the Defense Department. Like they jerk off to figure out new countries they can take their autonomy from and invade. What the fuck? Anyways, I think that's the real cause. We need to help these South American countries get on more stable feet, and we need to help clean their shit up. We need to decriminalize drugs. We got to do a lot of things to take away the incentives of these cartels and make them less powerful. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's sad
in there,
huh?
Just an Apache helicopter in there into the desert, just clean that shit.
Yeah, man. Just send Robert Duvall in there. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like victory. Do some shit like that. I mean, we've done so many horrible things. We can't at least do one thing, right? That actually can help a whole continent, that can help save the souls of Americans that are dying from fentanyl overdoses. We can't do that, but we can argue about abortion. Huh?
Here's a glimmer of hope. You got, Californians are pretty tired of paying high prices for homes and stuff.
Yeah, they're actually moving here and drove them up.
They're moving to Tijuana too, and they're driving up those home prices.
You know what? California might single-handedly be the reason why the world economically collapses. They're just going to keep going from different countries and driving their real estate prices up.
They're doing that to Portugal too.
Jesus Christ. You know what? Fuck California at this point. They just can't stop fucking things up. You know what? California may have to be locked. You know what? Put a wall around that. Okay, pull a wall around them and make them pay high prices and do their shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So now, the Mexicans don't want the Americans there because they're driving up home prices and they're trying to kick them out.
Exactly.
Go back to your country.
Exactly. But anyways, just once again, it's just very sad. 51 individuals have passed away, and they died in the most horrible way possible. They overheated in heat exhaustion. That's just a horrible fucking way to die. There were children involved, just a very sad thing. So yeah, so just kind of send your prayers out to those poor families that lost a lot of people. And yeah. But you know who not to send prayers to is Trump and all the people involved in January 6th.
Oh my
As
God,
you
we're
can
gonna
tell,
talk about that shit.
it's gonna do it because it's so much fun. So January 6th, they had a surprise public hearing today. As they said, they were only going to have 3, but I think they're up to 37. But today they had a surprise one as they brought a surprise witness. What's her name?
Okay, I just want to say the January 6th trial or commission, it's a bunch of partisan hacks. There's no opposition to the questions they're giving these witnesses. There's no one's taking an oath. Okay, and yeah, it's a sham. It's what it is. It's a sham. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so after that invalidating statement, I will continue. So apparently the House brought a surprise witness, a Cassidy Hutchinson, who was a top aide to Mark Meadows, who figures pretty big into the January 6th the Capitol riots. She basically had some interesting things to say. She said one of them being that Trump was very angry once he found out that William Barr was going to tell the United States that he didn't find any serious issues in regards to falsities or voting fraud. So apparently he threw his plate against the wall and stormed off. And then
Objection, hearsay.
Well, hearsay, but nonetheless, these are interesting. These are juicy tidbits. And then she also made a claim that while in what's it called? That while after the former president gave his speech at the where did it start at? Where was the initial part of his speech?
I think it was in the White House, not on the lawn, but I think near the White House.
Was it near the White House?
Yeah, it wasn't on the Capitol steps. Yeah,
something like that. So the initial speech, he gave his speech, and then he apparently was so pumped. He was allowing people to. He said, "Don't use metal detectors," because he knew that several people were armed, and he said they're not coming to hurt me, so those are my people. So that was one of the things he said.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And then right. And then he said the other thing he stated was he wanted to be taken to the Capitol with the mob. At which point, I believe Secret Service individuals, this is purported. So there's once again, I will say I will have to sustain the point of hearsay. We'll have to sustain that. But nonetheless, the story goes that he apparently lunged at a Secret Service officer who tried to push his hand away from the wheel as Trump tried to steer him towards the Capitol. And the Secret Service person, of course, had to say, "Hey, no, we will not be going there, sir. And we are not going to the Capitol for your protection." And so at that point, I think the Secret Service actually is allowed to do that. Juicy tidbits. I mean, the more and more you hear, huh?
It's comical, dude. I laughed when I read that. I laughed. I laughed.
Pretty good.
I can't imagine President Trump lunging to the wheel of the limousine and trying to drive it himself from the back seat. Come on,
bro. I'll tell you right now.
So stupid, man.
If McDonald's forgot the pickles on his burger, he may actually start some type of nuclear war with them. I don't think so, man. He's not a mild temperate individual. Okay.
Yeah. I could see him yelling at somebody, but to reach to the steer, yes. I would have believed it to a certain extent.
Dude, that's a big alpha. They had to go.
Yeah. No, I would have believed it to a certain extent. Okay, I could see he's yelling, like he's berating people, but for him to lunge and try to drive the car, I'm like, okay, dude, that's funny. Okay, that's stand-up night at the Capitol at this point.
I don't think so. I think that. Well, okay, look, in every lie, there's a famous statement. Every lie, half of it's true.
Maybe the first half was true of that.
There's something going on there, right? I mean, I'm not saying that Trump. I don't think he had the initial concept of overthrowing that day. Yeah. I think he got caught up in the moment, though.
Okay, here's the deal. If that was true, right? Why call this broad over to testify? Why not get the Secret Service director in there?
But that's who they're bringing.
And and read the official documents to what happened.
That's what they're bringing. So right now, Trump's attorneys, Trump's attorneys. So that was the other thing. They want to bring the Secret Service individual because she named the Secret Service man. So that was her main point, was to name who the Secret Service agent was. And they're trying to bring him, that one. They're trying to subpoena him, to bring him in front of Congress. Trump's attorneys are doing everything humanly possible to prevent that. They're trying to question whether or not it's even a legality. But unfortunately, the Republicans, it's kind of funny how shit always comes back around, used the Secret Service, one of the Secret Service members that belonged to Clinton's detail in his impeachment. So now there is precedence to bring the Secret Service man in. So he will be coming up.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he is a private individual. You know, his job is not politics.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Trump is doing his legal team's doing everything humanly possible to keep this guy from coming up. So I think it's in the middle. I really think Trump was trying to get his adulation and, you know, his social dick suck by everyone going, I love you so much, Trump, MAGA. And I think he got caught up in the moment. I think for a little bit, Trump went rogue.
No, he did not.
Trump went rogue, dude. Trump was like, man, fuck this. This is my country. And I really think for a little bit, he lost his shit, which you could kind of tell. Remember when he made that first speech?
Which one?
Remember the one that looked like it was done on a cell phone? His only speech he made out during January 6th. It looked
like an infomercial.
Yeah, he looked a little visibly shaken. He looked like he was in that moment, dude. I don't know. Something went down. I think so. I used to really think the January 6th shit was kind of horse shit. And for the most part, I think it is. But the more deeper you get, I'm kind of thinking I think they're actually going to find something. And I think Trump kind of went along with it for a little bit.
I don't know. It's harder for me to take it seriously without any serious opposition.
Right. Well, you know,
I can't take it seriously. Anything they say could be a lie because there's no one questioning it.
Well, dude, they're gonna bring a Secret Service member up there.
They should bring Jim Jordan or some other Republican in there to start asking some real questions. I mean, I can't take it seriously. It's stupid. And a lot of Americans
they got Cheney. They got Liv Cheney. She's asking plenty. That's a Republican.
She's not asking questions.
She's an anti-abortion Republican. She's about as diametrically opposed to everything except to Trump.
Yeah.
She's asking questions. She's asking questions.
She is not asking questions. She's like
asking questions.
So did he lunge and try to control it with his left hand or with his right hand? You know.
I think they said it was his balls. He grabbed his old saggy balls and tried to throw them on the wheel to try to control the vehicle. I don't know. That I don't know. But I do know the Secret Service person has been named, and that's who they're trying to bring. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. But nonetheless, it is interesting to see how these wonderful committees are going while we have massive inflation and the war in Ukraine seems to be going nowhere. So, but before we go into that, I think we're going to take a little break. We're going to just, we're going to snuggle.
We're going to see if Benji can wake up a little bit.
We're going to give Benji a little bit of the Hitler cocktail, some methamphetamines, maybe, something.
Get him moving. Fair, he just worked like a 10-hour shift right now. You're out making the show, so thank you so much for being here.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, you could have called in, man. And
we're looking at you, waiting
here.
for your we don't want you to kill over there, buddy.
That's what I'm expecting for him to just kill over.
I know. I've seen like 3 or 4 times. It's wonderful. We to enhance the experience of the show. We got each other on Zoom so we can all see each other. And like sometimes we'll make like funny faces, we'll do stuff. But Ben's face is just literally like, I think 3 or 4 times he's just been like, you can tell he's like biting his cheek to stay up. So we're gonna try to get Ben rolling around in this motherfucker in a little bit, and we'll hopefully we'll get little barbed wire in his ass for the party in the back. So we'll see you guys on the flipper.
Not a bad description. Good job. All right, see you on the other side. And we're back. Second half party in the back underway. Well, not really half, but second portion. But anyway, yeah, I was a little. I was there the whole time. I was just explaining in the break to Ben. I am very tired. That's true. But at the same time, the topics that we covered in the first half are very. It's subjects that both Ben and Rick can speak very, very intelligently on. Therefore, it was entertaining for me to listen. So I kind of took the role of a listener, as my state of energy level doesn't really allow for a lot of really hard-hitting points that would break the surface of that discussion. So I just was kind of more listening. So that was great, though.
Plus you've been running. You've been running tantric now for what, like 7 years? So it's just the physical and mental energy to maintain that, you know? I mean,
well, you know what it is, to speak kind of truthfully, like I hit walls because when I go, I go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I hit walls. Nice. Like, so when I fight, what I'm saying is like, I burn it pretty hard. Pretty nonstop.
Sounding more and more sexual every second.
Man,
I hit walls and don't stop.
I'm much like last week when we were covering that writer, right, about the Python capture.
Oh yeah,
that's what I do. I just do that, verbally. But yeah, but my point is, I run it pretty hard. You know what I mean? I drive pretty nonstop, day in and day out, 24 hours a day. And so finally, when it is time. When I finally hit that wall, everything kind of. But anyway, that was a great discussion.
Everything just comes along.
But I'm glad. I am glad I was able to make it this evening because.
Yeah. Well, we love having you on. Love having you on. So
appreciate.
We do. We love. This is the three amigos. We keep this shit. We keep this shit running. We keep this shit tight. But I think we're going to introduce a fun little thing that we saw the other day. I think Rick, you brought this one up.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, really,
a couple
venture.
Yeah, so there's some raffles going on that we don't know about.
Oh man, yeah.
What's up with this raffle?
Yeah, so apparently, if anybody wants the opportunity to live in a mansion owned by a drug lord, you have the opportunity to do so. Yes, sir, you do. For just $10, you can buy a raffle ticket from the National Lottery in Mexico, and they are raffling off mansions from captured narco kingpins in Mexico City. So I'm going to buy myself a ticket, and hopefully I win a mansion in Mexico City from a narco guy. Now, keep in mind, I'm probably going to have to change the color of the house so they don't, think he still lives there and try to shoot me. Maybe change the landscaping a little bit,
A little bit?
Yeah. Change out the landscaping, maybe paint the color brown or something, change it. Try to blend in, basically. But anyway, the houses are massive, though. They're kingpin houses. So they're mansions. They have indoor pools. They have like 16 rooms with 32 restrooms, kind of thing. Huge grounds. Anyway. I think it's worth it. I think I'm going to try to buy myself a ticket about this. I shared it with you guys. I thought you guys would want to go in on this. And, I think we can split the house 3 ways. I don't know if it's big enough, but.
I don't know, guys.
It sounds
like a great deal, doesn't it? Wouldn't you want to win a house in Mexico City that belonged to a drug kingpin?
Dude, but the only problem is like, I'm still kind of a little bit of a hippie. Like I still think there's like some spirits like in things and the horrible things that happen in drug kingpins' homes. I mean, Oh, dude, there's gonna be some wild ass like energy up in that place, dude. I mean, how many dudes got capped, are fed to like alligators in there, and like how many like chicks were like kidnapped? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, so you put in a carpet here and there, you paint the walls, you change up the decor a little bit, and all that goes away. Right?
I don't think so. I don't think a fresh coat of paint's gonna go over all the souls tortured and defaced and disemboweled in this house.
Yeah, but for $10, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot more money left over to figure that shit out later, huh?
How much are the raffle tickets again? Maybe you're right.
$10 in the Mexican National Lottery. Okay, so let's just say you don't want it because there's like bad mojo in this place. Just sell it. Sell it for $20. You get a $10 profit.
Oh boy. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know, dude. I just, oh my God. But you know what though? With the rate of inflation with houses, it's going to take a drug dealer to buy a normal house anyways at this point.
Yeah,
so,
it is actually.
I mean, if you think about it, like, houses that used to be like, oh, whatever. Now you're just like, oh, fuck, that thing's like $500,000. So you got to be a drug dealer to own a house now.
Yeah,
So,
dude, you have to be a fucking mogul to even like have a chance at not starving at this point.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
you have to be
true.
you have to be fucking Sean Puffy Combs to
right.
to even make sure you can get 3 meals a day for all your kids.
Yeah, more money, more problems. No,
you gotta,
more
you,
money.
you gotta
just
be
to
a fucking
eat.
oligarch. That's there you go. That's the term I was looking for. You have to be a fucking oligarch just to make your house payments right now.
Oh,
Or you're fucking,
dude,
or
I
make
feel you.
to buy groceries. You gotta be a fucking
You gotta take out a
baller.
loan. You gotta take out a loan to buy some fucking milk these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else I was
Hey,
saying?
well, I saw, I don't know if it was a meme or an actual picture, but it had the 7-Eleven and then it said gas prices were 7-Eleven.
Oh
fuck, dude.
Damn.
Oh my
So
God.
gas prices are now 7-Eleven.
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. And you know what though? And I was reading something regarding that. They really don't think it's going anywhere. Like
No, it's
most of
not.
inflation. So like, I mean, what else is going to go up? I mean, it's funny because, like, and to like bring back like an interesting like parallel to this, how everyone's parents talks about how bread was a nickel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit was like a
Yeah.
nickel.
No, I know what you. Yeah.
We're really going through that in real time though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're
Gas
like,
was $2 back in my
gas
day.
is $2. Kids are gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. It's like, $13 a gallon now. You got to suck
Oh,
dudes
yeah,
off
that's-
just to get like a fucking, just to get a tank of gas.
Yeah, you really do.
Oh my God, dude. That's what we're starting to sound. We're going to start sounding like that. Cause
That is, yeah, that's what it's like.
you know what the lowest I paid for a gallon of gas in my life? Let's see. Oh,
What was it?
actually, you know what? Fun ass quick contest. What's the lowest you remember ever paying for a gallon of gas in your life? Rick.
95 cents.
Ben.
Yeah, it's about that 90 something, like 98. Let's say 98 cents.
66 cents a gallon.
Damn, where?
On the way back. So remember when I was going to St. Mary's for a little while?
Yeah.
I was driving between Houston and St. Mary's. I stopped off at some town somewhere in between San Antonio and Houston. It was a Phillips station. And in Phillips 66, this is why it all like went together. It was a Phillips 66 station, 66 cents a gallon.
Dang.
I shit you not. Isn't
That's
that
pretty
fucking
good.
wild? I remember when Clinton became president, we had that. We remember in 8th grade, that weird history teacher that was real handsy. I won't say her name. Starts with an L.
Yes,
She's like
yes, yes,
massage.
Oh,
she's
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's like give like full
Yeah.
massages to kids during
Ooh,
class. It was
nice.
so weird. No, bro, it was weird, dude. Even
Was she
back then,
hot?
we were like, no.
Oh no.
She was
Yeah,
like,
no.
she was like 50s. She just start rubbing your back down, and not like kind of like a little like, She'd like start like really
That's
working
not
your
bad, dude.
shoulders.
I mean, I could definitely go for that in class, like like a big bear one, you know?
Not when you're in 8th grade, you're like, oh, getting a boner. But anyways,
Oh,
I remember,
not bad.
I remember,
Yeah, dude,
in
that's weird.
history
You
class.
It's weird you pointed that out because that was something that kind of like I knew, but sort of brushed over. Yeah, that was real weird,
Oh,
man.
dude, that was inappropriate.
That was really fucking weird.
It's so inappropriate. I remember one time she was like rubbing my shoulders, and like, mind you, so me and Ben, we've been going to school together since 8th grade. So like we both met in the 8th grade, and this is our first experience with private school. So, you know, we have uniforms on and stuff like that. We're like getting like back rubs from a weird teacher. And like sometimes she would get so like into it, like her fingers would like slide inside your shirt. So it like touch bare skin. You're like, I really don't think this is appropriate at all. Like, I feel like kind of dirty. Like, why is this old lady rubbing my back like hardcore? And you're just sitting there like, okay. Like if that happened now, she would probably be arrested for sexual assault. Like, it was pretty rough. You remember those?
Yeah, that was, you couldn't get away with that now.
No, dude, but do you remember her just like breaking down people's shoulders and backs? You're just like, what?
It is kind of weird because it didn't seem like, obviously it didn't sink in like back then, but like the fact that you're describing it's just like all this shit. It's like, yeah, he's right. Like, she fucking did do that. And
Dude.
it was like, it was weird. I guess just that at that age, you didn't really fully grasp how fucking kind of odd that was.
And it wasn't even like aggressive. It was like a sensual massage. It was like all slow and steady. You're just sitting there.
That's weird.
You remember that? Oh my God. I remember
Yeah.
one time she like worked my back for like 8 or 9 minutes. It was a while. And I'm just sitting there like, and everyone's like looking, going, oh my God, like this is getting like really intense. Like,
Was she lecturing? Was she lecturing you guys?
Yes, dude. So
While she
she's
was doing
talking
this?
and like,
Like she's one of those that like would roam the class, and so she'd be making a point, like, yeah, don't you think this guy's and then call on somebody's raised hand or whatever, and then she'd go back to the board, write some shit, and then weave her way in and out of like the chairs, and then all of a sudden, and it wasn't like every single day every time, but it was enough that it was like, yeah, she does that shit. Like, she'd stop for a second at somebody's thing, and then just kind of casually, like as she's explaining the Declaration of fucking Independence, she's kind of like moving her hand down to the neck and to the back, and
it would get inside your shirt, and she's like rubbing you, and you're just like, oh, I don't,
Dude,
you should have asked appropriate at all.
You should have asked for a happy ending at the end of the class.
Dude, I'm pretty sure she gave a couple of kids those because she was really working it, dude. She was going for it. And I remember, anyway, so so to circle back from our child, like,
and just like that, you'll never get to know the school
ever,
because we can't say shit now,
because we are going to be fucking sued.
Yeah, we're just first show, so that doesn't.
Moving beyond our statutory rape experiences, I remember this history teacher started talking about gas and bitching about it because this is when Clinton first got elected, and he instituted the federal gas tax. So, gas went up 25 or 30 cents a gallon. And this teacher, while rubbing off somebody, was talking about how I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to afford to drive as much. And like, you're just like, fuck. Now think about it. Now it's fucking, dude, today I paid $5.50 a gallon and I was happy.
Dude, remember when we freaked out? Well, I forgot what year it was when it cracked over 2. It was like 3.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, God, fuck, man. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, now.
Isn't it funny how people reacted to that shit back to like, fuck? Like, people are ready to like get pitchforks.
You know what's scary too?
Huh.
And that became normal.
Right.
Right. That became normal, dude. It wasn't normal when that happened.
No,
when
because
it was 3, remember? All through like high school is 1 something.
Oh, exactly. And then it went to 3.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden people said, what the fuck? And then it never went back down, did it?
Nope. Never went back to normal. So that's the thing about inflation, folks. Once you're going to pay it, it doesn't matter what happens with the supply chain. They're going to keep you paying those crazy prices. That's fucking crazy. But anyways.
Oh, but you know what doesn't get any cheaper either is the education you're supposed to get to be able to keep up in the first place.
That's the other thing.
You know what
oh my
saying?
God.
I remember it's a puzzle.
Oh, dude.
It's not a like it's a puzzle. Here, solve the riddle for this fucking troll bridge. If you can figure this shit out, you'll be a successful individual.
If not, the troll's gonna
if not,
fuck you
like,
up.
okay, sorry, oops.
Well, dude, the
good
crazy
thing everybody in your community can openly carry a fucking gun because they're all gonna be stupid.
It's right. That's the only way they're gonna solve anything. It's just guns. Well, I remember when I started my first semester when I went to U of H, when I came back, I remember I took a 21-hour semester. So yeah, for all you poons out there who fucking cry about like a 12-hour semester, fuck off. I took a 21-hour semester, 2 semesters back to back, 4 labs each. That's how you take care of business. Anyways, $1,300 with books.
Yeah.
Now,
30.
you go to U of H, if you write $164,000 for the same hours.
Dude.
But if you go to U of H, it's now like 58, 59. Like, it's crazy. It's going to cost you $40,000 to get a fucking education from University of Houston.
Yeah.
It's madness. So anyways, yeah, I mean, we're getting fondled. We're getting fucked. At least when we were fondled in 8th grade, it was innocent. Now they're just fucking us hard.
It really seemed that seemed nice.
I remember I felt weird about that though. Like, especially with like she would start like you, and then she would use her nails a little on your skin. You're just like, this is
the nails, man.
Remember, dude, I'm telling you, I think this shaped some of like I have PTSD from this or something, because I remember this. She would just like rub and rub and rub, and like every once in a while you hear her start breathing a little harder. It was fucking weird, dude. Yes way. Like, seriously, like, yes. You'd be like, and you're just like, on like she's lecturing, you're just like, okay, somebody's having a good time doing this.
And she ever said, like, gosh, you're so tense. You gotta relax a little bit.
Bro, I guarantee you, I guarantee you there was someone who was not doing good in history that year that had to stay over, and she worked that one out, because I was, oh my God.
Nice.
Well, anyways, moving on from our stories of being fondled and statutory rape. I think we're gonna close this one out. So so Ben can go immediately to sleep and have dreams of his former teacher fondling him. Dude, I hope tonight.
Thanks for that. I appreciate
I
that.
cannot wait. Please tell me. Please text me tomorrow if you have a dream where she's just working your shoulders and like sweating.
I'd probably just collapse and pass out right now. Be like, hey, that's kind of nice. Boom, out.
Dude, wake up, and then you wake up with your pants down.
Yeah. What a school. Yeah, there was all kinds of experiences. That was a whole new reality shift.
And then the next school we went to had blue lights in the restroom. Remember that shit?
Right. So you couldn't see
your veins because
no, that's really true.
What?
Yeah. They installed like like blue lights. Like, it has a certain type of frequency, so you can't see your veins in it.
Yeah, like try taking a piss in blue lights.
Because so many kids were shooting up. But we'll
I see that at parks here in Houston. Like, when I go to those public restrooms, I see the blue lights. I'm like, this is weird. Why are they so dark?
Look at your arms. You cannot see your veins.
I'm gonna start doing that from now on.
I bet you are. I bet you
start
are.
Doing what? Shooting up? Or going to restrooms so you can't shoot
start
up?
going to public restrooms.
Everything. Go to the restrooms, shooting up.
Chill out with that.
Yeah.
Rick's gonna come back. Rick's gonna come back like hair all fucked up, like dirty. You can shoot up in them. That's bullshit. That light doesn't block shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw my veins just fine.
He's got some cum dribbling from his lips. Trust me. I got enough to do everything I needed to do.
I earned every ounce of that.
I earned every drop of it. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I just said every dripping ounce I earned. He gets all Morrissey and shit.
He's all
like
fucking emo about it.
He's like an emo goth heroin person. I did it. And with that, we're gonna shut this one down. What?
Do you remember that Jack Black video? I forgot, it was like for Tenacious D or something. They had this one little sketch or whatever where this dude, he's like, they're sitting on the sidewalk selling cum and jars, and this dude walks up and he's wearing like heels, he's like a cross-dresser and shit, like real, but just not even trying to hide. Like he's got a full, like a 5 o'clock shadow beard. He's like rough. He's like, yeah, I drank. He takes it and they like just downs it.
I love where this is all headed.
That's it, man.
That's it.
He just chugged it like it wasn't shit, dude. Like, so in other words, this motherfucker could just chug fucking cum and didn't phase him.
And with that, we will call it a day. All right, guys.
All right. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, guys.
Yeah, good luck out there, people.
I know, really.
Don't come guzzle.
Yeah, don't get to that point.
Yeah. Don't test the blue lights.
No, don't test that theory either. But anyway, have a good week. See you. Bye. Peace.